Hello everyone, peace of Christ to all. First I want to say hello to Mr. James White, and I made this video just as a response to your video. And Mr. James White, I noticed that Muslims are quoting your videos and spread it all over, not necessarily only this one, many of them. And my experience is when Muslims they start quoting someone and using his phrases, it's mean he is gone wrong. The followers of the devil will not use you unless you are a good tool for the devil. I don't mean to insult, but I want to show you what's happening here. You can go and search for James White's videos used in Islamic YouTube, and you will find many of them. As an example here, Muslims are quoting him. As you see, he became suddenly a beloved person by the Muslims, and they are using him for their propaganda. Let us hear what he is saying here, which Muslims they really love.
Conservative, militaristic Christian who says, yes, that is Islam as a whole, is lying.
First, he said something very ugly and very showing disrespect to the Christians. He said, militarily, what is that? Where we can find those people, the militant Christians? Like, can you point your finger at them? What this guy is talking about? Are you Christian or you are the enemy of Christianity? What do you mean the military Christian or the militant Christian? What are you talking about? Do we have ISIS Christianity? Do we have Al-Qaeda? What this guy is talking about? And then when you say, when those people they say that this is Islam, ISIS is Islam as a whole, is a lie. What do you mean? Now I understand why Muslims are quoting your videos and using them for their propaganda. Now let us refute Mr. James White and show you how the wise man is gone mad. Listen carefully and let us refute him for what he said.
There are a few topics more emotional today for most people than the subject of Islam, ISIS, what we're to do. We actually have political candidates suggesting that we close all the mosques, at least register, if not deport Muslims, all sorts of amazingly radical things. And I say it's amazingly radical because
first of all, none of those who are going for election, he said, we want to close the mosque. I think you have a very weird information. I think you are getting your news from Mickey Mouse cartoon. Can you tell me which candidate he said we want to close the mosque? Or what they are saying, and all of you guys, you can go and see all those who went to election what they said. Or what they said, the mosque is a public place, and the FBI should not be forbidden from attending public place. They can listen to a church, they can listen to a mosque, and this should be allowed to everybody. Nobody says close the mosque, and nobody says anything about this. So you are fabricating stories that does not exist. And I challenge you to tell me who is the one who said we want to close the mosque in USA. Like, can you name him for me? Or you are making things up? Are you a fabricator? Are you really Christian? Let us continue.
Let me just start off with this. If you're a Christian and you're going rah, do that, I don't even know what to say to you.
Yeah, I don't know.
Don't you realize, don't you understand?
Yeah?
If you give that power to the secular government of the United States, which has proven itself to be extremely opposed to the Christian faith as well, that they will eventually use that power against us?
Just to show you how weird you are. Well, this power is not used against anyone unless you do something wrong. So if the Christians, they do something wrong, shut them down too. If there's somebody claim to be a Christian and he want to do terrorist attack, shut him down, take him to jail, execute him. If somebody, he claimed to be a Christian but he's a criminal, execute him. So what's your problem? What's wrong with this guy? The government will not go and arrest you for saying Jesus is God. Aren't you really worried that, if the government, they do that, they would go after us? Like what? Why we are doing? Are we killing people? Are we kidnapping people? Are we beheading people? What the government will do to us? Like, what's wrong with you? So he's trying to install fear inside your heart, like if you go after Muslim, they will go after you. No, no problem, they can come after us if we are doing something wrong. You see, many people, they say the government are listening to our phone calls. Let them listen to my phone call. If I have nothing wrong, I will not be worried about my phone call. What I'm going to say in my phone call? Saying to your wife, buy some grocery? Say to your friend, come over? He's trying to install fear in your heart just to protect the Islamic religion. And this is not only about Islam. Yes, if Christians are doing something wrong, shut them down. Anyone will do wrong, shut him down. Anyone want to do criminals behavior, shut him down. What's wrong with that? Aren't you worried? They will go after us? Wow. What's wrong with this guy?
You don't see that?
No. Man. ما أدري.
I'm just left stuttering at times.
Really?
When I see people, go get them Muslims. You're like, you want the government to be going after people on religious grounds? Well, great, wonderful. Anyway, there's tremendous amount of emotion out there. And what I'm seeing is, well, what you'd expect to see, a radical polarization where any middle ground, and I'm not normally in the middle, but I am here. I'm forced to be here because I see the imbalances on both sides. I see a lot of Christians who seem to think that Islam is absolutely monolithic and that they somehow have the capacity, they somehow have the ability to do what Muslims have never been able to do. And that is to discern what true Islam really must be. It's funny, a lot of my Christian apologist friends will say, look, most of the Muslims that we talk to are Salafi. Salafi refers to the Salaf, the early first generations, Muhammad, his companions, generation after that. And so what you would technically refer to as fundamentalist Muslims, Wahhabi, going back to strong emphasis upon tawheed, avoidance of shirk, a rather strict, literalistic interpretation, very strong commitment to hadith, and to hadith sciences, historically speaking. That
you see, this the foolish talk here. He's saying the Salafi only, they are the one who follow this. This is absolutely a garbage talk. This is what every Muslim have to follow. The Quran say clearly that you have to obey the Prophet and Allah. If you obey Allah, you obey the Prophet. So whatever the Prophet he said in the Hadith, the Muslims they have to follow. There's nothing called really Salafi. This is a joke. There's nothing called Wahhabi. It's a lie. All those who you call them names, they say we want to follow Islam. So are you saying to me the Salafi is the one who follow truly Islam and there is Muslims who don't want to follow the true Islam? Well, if this is the case, the true Islam is ugly. Thank you very much. So you want to say to us, there is some Muslims, they don't want to follow the true Islam. There is some Muslims, they want to follow the true Islam. But because he just said, guys, the Salafi is the one who follow Muhammad as he was. They want to follow as Muhammad was in his era, in his time, as what he practiced, as what he did, as what he taught. So now he is saying to us, those we call them Wahhabi, well, those are the true Muslims. And that is Islam then. If Muhammad, this is what he taught, this is the true Islam. You see how funny what he's saying, how silly? This is a child. I don't believe this is a guy educated like this, he speak this way. What's wrong with those people? Listen carefully and love.
Those are most of the people we've talked to. And so that's what defines Islam. Anybody who's not that isn't a real Muslim, you see.
No, this is what defined Islam. You just said yourself. You said the Salafi is the one who will follow the Prophet as he is. You just said that the Salafi is the one who will practice Islam as the Prophet he practiced it. Are you talking about Muslims or about Islam? You see how he's mixing things? There is a Muslim, he go with his wife with the bikini to the beach. That is not our case. This is not a Muslim anyway, because the Quran says clearly, in order to be a Muslim, you have to follow and practice Islam. If you don't practice it, you are not a Muslim. So he's mixing big deal between things that have nothing to do with our topic. My topic is not a woman. She's wearing jeans. She want to go to the beach, and her name is Fatima. She is not a Muslim. And the Quran says that, not me. I'm not talking about someone, his name is Muhammad, and he want to take me as a friend for real. He is not a Muslim, because the Quran says in chapter 5 verse 51, chapter 3 verse 28, chapter 9 verse 23, if you take any one of the non-believers as a friend, you became one of them. You can go and read chapter 5 verse 51. If you take them as a friend, you became one of them, which means you became a Christian. So what this guy is mixing up? Let us continue.
When people think that way, then they turn around. And when Muslims try to hold us accountable for the Crusades, oh, that was the Pope. They tried
Hold on. What's wrong with this guy? When the Muslims they try to take us accountable for the Crusade, yes, take us accountable for the Crusade. As if the Crusade is our fault. You claim to be a scholar? Don't you know that the Crusade is something is done after the Muslims attack us first? How come in the first 600 years after Jesus entered Islam come, we don't have a crusade? Can you explain that to me? The crusade happened after the Muslims attacked us, not before. We are not the one who attacked Mecca. The crusade was an act of defense, not an act of offense. You see how he's misleading? You see how he's deceiving you? And he claimed to be Christian? Oh, when they try the Muslim to take accountable for the crusade, we say this is the Pope. This is a lie. This has nothing to do with the Pope. We have the right to defend ourselves. The Muslims are the one who attack us. The Muslims is the one who took Jerusalem from us. They took Jerusalem, and everybody can go right now and search. Right now. Don't do it tomorrow, I advise you. Search for the Pact of Umar, and you will see how disgusting it is, how he came to our land, he took our churches, and he forced us to pay money like a slave, and he made conditions which are unbelievable. This is one of those things which Umar and the Muslims, they put on us. We shall honor the Muslims and raise from our seats. If they desire to sit, like if you are sitting in a place and a Muslim they came, you sit up, and the Muslim can take your chair. The Muslim, he can go inside your house and stay in your house for 3 days, 3 nights, and maybe he sleep in your bed. You cannot say no. For free, anytime he want. And you should not do this. Even your hair, you have to shave it in a certain way. Even your clothes have to be in a certain way. Even what you wear, even how you talk, even how you dress, even what you say. And this guy is telling us about the crusade. After all this humiliation the Muslim did to us, you don't want us to do crusade? So what we will do? So suddenly, according to James White and his ignorance, the crusade are the criminals, not the victims. When it is the opposite. The Muslims who attacked us, after many years of the attack, the crusade started, not right away. It is not us who send a letter to Muhammad saying, convert to Christianity or we will kill you. It is Muhammad who sent a letter to 3 kings. To the king of the Ethiopian, the king of the Persian, and the king of the Roman, saying, convert and you will be saved. You don't, we will kill you. Aslim, taslam. So what this guy is talking about?
Accountable for Unitarians. Well, they're not Trinitarians.
What?
we want to all of a sudden make the proper, necessary distinctions so that we're not held accountable for what Rome has done, what Jehovah's Witnesses do.
What Jehovah's Witnesses done, and what we have to do with Rome anyway. You see the stupidity, you see the ignorance. Let us say certain kings in the history of Rome did bad things. Well, the same Roman you are talking about used to feed the Christians to animals. We are here discussing about a religion and a belief, not about the behavior of a person. And if we want to compare, we compare between the teaching of Islam and the teaching of Christianity, not my behave and your behave. If I'm a bad Christian, I'm a bad Christian. I'm not a Christian at all. But if I am following what Jesus told me, and Jesus told me to kill you, then you can take me accountable for what Jesus said, not because of my behavior, but because of what Jesus said to me. This guy is mixing things upside down. We have a mental issue here. Did Jesus say to the Roman, go and kill somebody? Did Jesus say to the Roman, go and make a crusade as you claim? It was a reaction for what the Muslims did. It was not a teaching of Christ to go and attack people in their homes. The Muslim took our homes. The Muslim came to us. We fought to take it back. Syria is not the land of the Muslims. It's not a secret. Iraq is not the land of Muslims. This is the land of the Babylon. Syria is the land of the Syrian. Egypt is the land of the Coptic. Can you get it back to them? Can you? So when people they seek justice to take their land back, they are criminals? Instead of going after the criminal who created this chaos, he go after the victims. And now we have to apologize for our behavior, the crusade. And he said, what the Jehovah's Witnesses did, I never heard of Jehovah's Witnesses kidnapping people, beheading people, even though I believe in our cult. What this guy is talking about? What's wrong with this guy?
Mormons do, because we demand...
Mormon? What we have to do with the Mormon anyway? What's wrong with this guy? Seriously, what we have to do with this? What's wrong with this guy? The Christian now are responsible for the Jehovah's Witnesses and the Mormon and potato and tomato? Mental.
Listen to what we actually believe and recognize that just because it calls itself Christian doesn't mean that it's actually Christian. And of course, we have to give a defense of that. We have to. That's why we debate issues like sola scriptura. And so we can look at the Roman Catholics and say, see, they reject sola scriptura, they reject the soul.
What does this have to do with the topic? Are you drunk? What does this have to do with your topic, for God's sake? What's wrong with this guy? You are getting old so fast. Are you like suffering from some mental issues? What is this? Is that doctrine will speak about killing people too? Lord have mercy. Let us continue.
Passage of the scriptures to define the Christian faith, and so they've brought in traditions from the outside, and so you've got the papacy and all the Marian dogmas and a perversion of the gospel and so on and so forth. And so we have to demonstrate why we draw the distinctions we do, and that those distinctions are definitional, they're important, they're vital, they're historic.
Anyone have an idea why he's mixing this with the topic about Islam? What does have to do with Islam? I hope you people you understand what I'm saying. This person he's suffering from mental issue. What he's saying have to do with anything. I have to move the video a little bit because I am interested in refuting him in things about the topic. He is going out of the topic. Look like he have just time to waste. He opened the camera, he want to talk, he have no idea what to say, and he started blah blah. In the Middle East, with my respect to everybody, they call it women talk. I don't mean women they talk like this, no. But this is what he is doing. He's giving us speeches what It should not be necessarily exist. It's not part of the topic. He is mixing things up.
Things like that. But for some reason, the emotions of the current situation, emotions created by the evil of the leadership of ISIS and these bloodthirsty men who are using their religion as a basis for rape and murder and pillage and a demonstration of the Apostle Paul's doctrine of total depravity to the nth degree.
Just hold on. Guys, he just said that ISIS, they are using their religion as a base for rape and killing. Alright. Can I use my religion as a base for rape and killing? He just admitted that this is Islam. Because how ISIS can use their religion as a base for their killing and rape and their bloodthirsty if this is not their religion? He just said that. He just said they are using their religion. Which means they are following their religion. No mercy. Yeah, continue.
It's satanic.
Satanic.
It has spiritual roots to it.
All right.
It is as evil as the day is long. But because of that, a lot of people on my side refuse to now make distinctions. And if you say you're a Muslim, but you don't believe that you should be doing that stuff, then you're not really a Muslim. You're
Absolutely.
not a true Muslim.
Absolutely.
As if, you know, on our side, we will make the argument, and it's a valid argument.
He just said it's a valid argument. You believe it? He's against it, and he said it's a valid argument.
That the Quran, the Hadith, the Sunnah of Muhammad is a contradictory body of material. It is not consistent with itself. That there are contradictions in that material. And then we'll turn around and assume it's absolute perfect unity to create a monolithic Islam. There's inconsistency there. You can't do that. We have to allow for the proper distinction. And man, I know, boy, we could get so much more support for what we do if we would jump on the all Muslims are this bandwagon, but I can't do it because it's simply not true.
Why not true?
It simply isn't true.
Why?
Now, let's start off. Well, we've already started off, but let's...
You know, guys, when somebody says not all Muslims are like this, he's talking about what? Is he talking about Muslims? Or talking about Muslim by birth? All of us, we understand that a belief is not by birth. You might be born in a Christian family, but you have to be reborn again. A Muslim, he is born in a Muslim family, he is not necessarily is going to practice Islam. So when we say a Muslim, we mean someone who practice, someone who believe. Not someone his name is Ahmad. So if someone who don't believe in Muhammad, and you just say that, this is what exists in the Quran and this is what exists in the Hadith. If someone his name is Ahmad, he don't believe in the Quran, he don't believe in the Hadith, well, he's no Muslim no more. So what's your problem? So when they say all Muslims are like that, yes, all Muslims, because Muslim mean a person who believe in this. A true Muslim is the one who believe in Muhammad and believe in what Muhammad did and what Muhammad taught and what Muhammad practiced. If you don't believe in what he practiced and what he did and we taught, you are not a Muslim. So what's wrong with your confusion?
This was all prompted today. A number of things prompted this. But I listened this morning on a ride to recent unbelievable radio broadcasts where Craig Evans and Jeremiah Johnston were on talking about their book, Jesus and the Jihadis with Adnan Rashid and another gentleman who, because I was listening, I wasn't really able to catch his name, but a British, seemed like British Muslim. And it was an interesting conversation. Unfortunately, it devolved quickly into the standard stuff. I tried, as best I could anyways, in the debate in South Africa last month to address this subject.
What subject?
And get past the surface level kind of stuff that eventually did develop in this conversation, where the Muslims are throwing out their war passages from the Old Testament, Jesus saying, "I've not come to bring peace but a sword," and that kind of stuff, and the Christians are throwing out their Quran war passages and humiliate the kafirs and all the rest of that kind of stuff. And
just to make it short, guys, I don't have time to listen to this guy no more. When a Muslim, he says, Jesus, he said, "I did not come for peace, I came for sword." Can you tell me how many people Jesus killed? So obviously that verse doesn't mean anything like this. Read the verses after and you will see he is saying that the sword will be in us, not on others. We will be the one who will be discriminated, not we are the one who will discriminate. At the same time, we can ask the same question: how many Muhammad he killed? And then we will find the answer. How many Christ he killed? How many men and women enslaved and killed in the time of Christ by Christ or his apostles? And then we will find the answer, if this is the teaching of Christ or not. And how many people was killed by Muhammad and his followers in the time of Muhammad, not later? How many women they've been enslaved and raped, not later, in his time? How many children they were enslaved? How much money they stole? In his time, the time of Muhammad, not later. Then we will find the answer. So I want to say to you, Mr. James White, you're gone mad. You have to fix your issues. You have a problem. You have to focus. When we speak about Muslims, we mean a believer. Not a Abdul, he work in a grocery store, he do not believe in Islam. When we mean a Christian, we mean a believer. Not someone, his name is a Christian, and he wear a cross. Well, Madonna, she wear a cross. But all of us, we know she is no Christian. So, you have an issue with yourself. You are not legitimate in the conversation you are carrying on. You are contradicting your own speeches. You just said, and everybody heard you saying that this is what Islam teach. Muhammad, he did that, and those we call them Salafi. And those who follow Muhammad, we call them Wahhabi. Well, we are not discussing a Muslim who lived in Chicago. We are discussing Islam, mister. And if this is what Islam did in the time of Muhammad, this is Islam. Anything else is not. And now I understand why Muslims are using your videos. And why they are so proud about you when you say that those who say this is Islam, they are liars.
Conservative, militaristic Christian who says, yes, that is Islam as a whole is lying.
Is lying. So let me repeat my challenge again for you before I close this video. I challenge you to prove to me that this is not Islam. Otherwise, you are fabricating things that does not exist. And it's sad to say, I used to think you are a Christian scholar who defend the Bible, but obviously you are misleading people and you are making false argument. And I challenge you to debate me. I seriously mean it. And I warn you, you will lose. You will be defeated because you are taking the wrong side. You are defending the kingdom of the devil. This is not about Christians and Muslims. This is about the true teaching of Christ and the teaching of Islam. We are not debating Muslims. We are debating Islam. We are not debating Christians. We are debating Christianity. But what this madman is doing, he is mixing things up. Follow with me with more videos. If you want to learn really about Islam, I advise you to read my books. You can find them in Amazon. Don't listen to people like this. Those people, they have no idea what Islam is about. And actually, I advise you not to learn about Islam from those who do not speak fully Arabic, and they have full understanding of the religion. They don't have degrees in Islam. Like, what this guy, he knows about Islam anyway? Seriously, what he knows about Islam? He read the translation of Yusuf Ali. He read the translation of Sahih Bukhari. It's a translation. I can show you in a second how all the translation is false. Not even one Islamic translation is accurate. Just as an example, this is the book of At-Tirmidhi, alright? This is the translation, this is the Arabic text. From all the Arabic text, they translate only this. And that will make you miss a lot of understanding of those who, the one who reported the hadith, what they are saying, what their opinion. And I can show you tons of those things like this. And not only this, the translation is absolutely 90% of it, of 95% of it is false. And not to forget, many of the hadith, they are not even translated, which will make you miss a lot of things. And if it is translated, you will find that the translation is nothing but a fabrication. Anyway, what I'm trying to say, that when someone like James White, he's trying to present to you Islam, don't take what he's saying for granted. Investigate yourself, because this person himself is reading a translation, and that means you are going to learn what the translation is saying to you. And all the translations we have until now, except maybe Osama Daktok, have a translation of the Quran. All the translation we have, it's made by Muslims, and I guarantee you, none of the Muslims will present Islam to you in a bad way. So whatever this person he learned about Islam have nothing to do, really far away from learning about Islam, because still he don't know the language, he do not know the knowledge. In order to know, you have to read. In order to read, it's not even in Arabic. I mean, it's not in English. Almost 100% of the Islamic books is still in Arabic. What we have is very little tiny translated. And as I said, the translation is absolutely false. And this is why actually right now I'm working in the Quran translation, to give a better, accurate, good translation, taking no side, being honest in it. Anyway, at the end of the video, if you guys like to learn about Islam, feel free to get my books from Amazon.com, and don't listen to those guys. They are just deceiving you. And we are not judging Muslims, we are judging Islam. A Muslim is someone is following, and he is a victim. He is a victim. Even ISIS are victims of Islam. ISIS, when they kill as they think this is the right thing to do. And this is what the Bible says. Jesus said time will come and they will think by killing you they are doing a favor to God. And this is exactly what Islam is about. He taught the Muslims to kill us, and by doing that they are doing favor to God. And this is what we should focus on, which is the teaching of Islam, not a Muslim. I'm not debating a Muslim, I'm debating Islam. Anyway, at the end of this video, this is my book in the front of you if you like to read it, and I have another book, it's called Quran and Science in Depth. You can find them both in Amazon. This is the second book, to refute the Muslims regarding what they claim about science. However, I advise Mr. James White to accept my challenge to refute me and debate me. I will be happy to do it in a friendly manner. And this is my challenge for you. Name for me one thing ISIS did, it is not Islamic. I want to see how you dare to say that ISIS are not Islam. I challenge you. And I hope people, they will take and carry out my challenge to Mr. James White, and maybe he will have the courage to do it. And I will be happy to school you. Christ is Lord. Islam is false. And not everyone he claimed to be Christian, he say, Lord, Lord, will enter the kingdom of my Father, but the one who do his will. Thank you very much.